Hey guys, I'm Chris with AMA Air. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm here today with Joe from Ready Made RC. Joe, how are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. So I was hoping maybe you could take a moment to share with us some of the huge selection of products that Ready Made RC has brought to the show this year.
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the coolest things that we have actually out here is the newly released Strix Alatus and Strix Stratosurfer. So the Alatus is a race wing that is primarily for FPV. Very dense foam. It's very strong. You can't bend it. This runs 190 PNP, and it comes apart like this. Tight fit. And then say if you break a wing, you can just pop that out, put a new one in, and go.
That's really, really a cool design, because that's absolutely what's going to happen if you do break a wing out of this. To be able to replace it and keep those core components all intact, super beneficial.
Yeah, definitely. And it's very, very fast, over 100 miles an hour stock, so it's a pretty good setup.
Now, I've seen a lot of these walking around in people's hands on the trade show floor as well. Tell us a little bit about this.
All right, so this is the Stratosurfer. This was loosely based off of the Easy Star, I believe it is. So we took some of the more traditional planes like the Sky Surfer, stuff like that, and there's always been little things that we've wanted to change or something like that. So we did a blow molded fuselage here. So this is all plastic. So when you're landing, I don't know if you've ever grass landed before, it just tears the foam right out. So no more of that. And then you have a nice pod here for your FPV gear. And then under that, you have even more room for all sorts of gear there. And then also we have a little spot here for a GPS if you want to add a GPS from your OSD. This has a little bit bigger wing cord than the stock Sky Surfer, so it gives you a little bit more lifting power. But this thing only runs like 135 plug and play, so it's really cheap. You can, beat it into the ground multiple times and keep going.
That's really cool, because it clearly a lot of thought and effort went into engineering this for the person that wants to buy this out of the box so that they can modify it to fly it and use it in the way that they want to, with a lot of extra room for more components. I love that this is here and ready to use. You don't have to do any kind of modification to the airframe itself. It's already got places to mount all those extra components.
Yeah, definitely. That was one of the things we wanted with this, was versatility. Not everybody has the same goals when they're flying. So if we can make an airship that fits many different people, a lot of people are going to like it.
So we've taken a look at a couple of fixed-wing aircraft that Ready Made puts together, and I think that's fantastic, because a lot of people don't necessarily equate FPV flying with fixed-wing aircraft. Traditionally, right now, multirotors have been probably the primary platform for FPV activity, and you guys have some awesome multirotor products here as well. Is that right?
Yeah, definitely. Let's go check that out.
Definitely.
All right, so right here we have one of the new products that just came out like about a week ago. This is the Connex Falcor. So this is an all HD setup, which it's really nice. It's for mainly beginners. It has a really cool mode on it called Shield. And what that does is it has a sonar on the bottom of this and does not allow this aircraft to lift over 3 feet off the ground, no matter what you do with the throttle stick. So then that allows you to stay at about gate height and be able to go through gates. It also does coordinated turns for you, so you don't have to use your rudder at all or your yaw. It does it all for you. Then once you've got some experience with that and you wanted to move up a little bit, all you have to do is just flip the switch, and then you're in horizon mode, which is kind of in between. It'll let you do still flips and rolls, but it's stabilized in the center. And then after you've progressed from that, you can go full on to acro. So this whole kit only runs $800, and it includes everything you need minus your goggles.
That is a very, very unique approach to training. You see there are lots and lots of stabilization systems out there now, but I've not seen anything outside of this that actually helps maneuver the aircraft and helps you stay that low to the ground for that specific purpose of being able to maneuver gates.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good way for people to learn if they want to get into FPV racing.
So if we've got some folks out here that are watching this, they're inspired and they want to get started, what's a great way for them to find out more about what Ready Made RC has to offer?
So you can go to readymaderc.com or anything on social media. We're all over there. And if you have any questions, you can get a hold of us on the support ticket system. And my partner over here, Alec, will be more than happy to help you.
And Joe, to use that support ticket system, does somebody need to be a customer who's already purchased something from Ready Made RC?
Absolutely not. We're more than happy to help anybody out.
That's great. Well, Joe, thanks so much for taking some time to talk with us. Really, really love Ready Made RC's approach to helping those customers. That's what our hobby's all about, and you guys are certainly setting a great example for others to follow.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. See you guys.
Well, we brought, as you can see, we have some new racing drones. Basically, we wanted to get some people into FPV. A lot of people have never flown FPV before, so we just wanted to basically show them what it is. The Bonka batteries, basically the cells, or high output cells, are made for FPV helicopters. Their internal resistances on the cells is very stabilized, so they're not just thrown together, mismatched cells. They're all matched properly, so that way they last longer. You're not going to have one cell dropping. And then Panda is also another Bonka brand that has higher increased cell discharge rates, aluminum plates on the top and bottom. Really, there's for more competitive racing.
Well, that's fantastic. If somebody were interested in trying out a Bonka battery and they're not here at the show this weekend, where could they go to find one?
If they hit our website, multicopterbatteries.com, we offer free shipping on most batteries, are $14.99 in the U.S. We carry tons more than we have here at the show if you don't have any. But yeah, basically that's it, I guess.
Well, one of my favorite things about coming to trade shows is seeing things like exactly what you have here. So these are not things that I can buy probably at my local hobby store. I might not be able to buy this online. Tell us a little bit about what you have here.
We're a supplier. We've been doing this since 1989. We make flat laminated panels for various companies that make, design, and sell hobby products, radio control race cars, helicopters. Last few years, drone industry's coming on strong. Racing drones, good product line. Main thing is once you contact us, we'll have a dialogue about what you're trying to do. We'll make some recommendations on material thickness or constructions to make sure it's going to be strong enough to handle the loads that your application will require, but not too heavy where it's overbuilt, where it's slowing you down. Especially if you're flying, weight is important. So lightweight carbon composites are a good solution for a lot of problems.
That's fantastic. It gives our viewers almost an engineer on the other end of the phone to help them through those kinds of problems.
Pseudo-engineer.
Fantastic. Well, thanks so much for taking some time with us. Like I said, one of my favorite things about coming to these shows is seeing things just like that you don't see every day. So very much appreciate you taking the time. We wish you the best of luck. Well, I'm here this afternoon with Charles Anderson from IRCHA. Charles, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's been a great weekend so far in Secaucus.
Fantastic. Well, tell us just a little bit about IRCHA.
Well, for those of you that don't know, IRCHA is the International Radio Controlled Helicopter Association, and we are the SIG for helicopters within the AMA. IRCHA was established, I think, around 1989, and it's been going strong since then. We represent all aspects of rotary winged aviation, from precision aerobatic competition to 3D, micro helicopters, beginners, and even speed flying competitions.
That's fantastic. So what are some of the benefits that are afforded from people for belonging with IRCHA?
Well, as all SIGs, we actually help to represent helicopters within the AMA. So when there are rules, regulations, things like that, we participate in those. And also for members directly, we have special programs with certain vendors who allow discounts and such. And also we have a Sync or Sim program. So a new person in the hobby can actually get a sim through IRCHA and use it for free for 30 days. If you like it, you pay us a small fee that it takes us to replace it, and you get to keep that for free. We have a pit crew program, which stands for Pilots in Training. So for those of you that are new and are looking for someone to find help in your area, you can contact someone from our pit crew, and there's someone in your area who can help you fly a helicopter. And helicopters are really a part of the hobby that it needs some help. It's great to have someone to help you learn all the little intricate parts of a helicopter and how it works.
My name is Eaton Bryce. I'm representing IRCHA as an ambassador, and glad to see you guys here.
Eden, we're so thrilled that you're here. So talk with us just a little bit. Charles just explained to some of our viewers that what IRCHA is kind of all about. Talk to us about what your experience has been like with IRCHA.
Well, my experience with IRCHA has been pretty good because I compete at their contest every year in Indiana. Absolutely friendly group, very, very helpful. I've been flying for years. I got out of competition, I got back into competition, and if it wasn't for groups like IRCHA, I pretty much wouldn't have any way to compete. So I'm thrilled to be part of this program. I thank Charles, I thank the whole executive board for, letting us do what we do, and it's all love. It's all love. It's all love.
To go someplace where you are around people that have that same level of passion, it just drives me. I always think about, I can get better. And it's been great for me because as an older pilot, I didn't start flying till 41. I meet guys that are my age and says, well, how do you, guys, it's just a little bit at a time. And they say, well, aren't you afraid? It's like, do what you do. You're not flying for them, you're flying for yourself. If other people like what you do, what more reward can you get?
That is such a fantastic story. And Wesley, I really, really appreciate you taking some time to talk with us and spread the word a little bit. And, that community is so accepting. And Wesley talked about attending IRCHA, and yet we're talking about IRCHA as an organization here. I think maybe he's talking about the jamboree that happens every year. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about what might be the coolest and is definitely the biggest helicopter jamboree in the world?
It is, yeah, and I've been lucky to be a part of the organization and the event for almost 14 years now, and it's grown in multitudes of ways every year. We have like 30-some countries that come, people from all over the USA, and you'll see all kinds of activities going on. We have a lot of individual parties and groups that have their own get-togethers within the event, and it's become a large social gathering in addition to flying helicopters. So we have golf carts all over the places because we're at AMA headquarters, so it's a large facility, and we currently take up, I think, 6 flying fields while we're there. So we have speed competitions, F3C competitions, micro helicopter fields. We have the main flight line, which almost is the half-mile long field. And so everything you want to see helicopters is there during the week. And luckily for us, because we're an international event, we have manufacturers from all over the world that come to show their new products and bring their hottest pilots for people to see. And it's the one time each year that all of these people are able to get together and catch up on things that, they'll talk via text and Skype and Twitter and whatever else now, but it's the face-to-face time and hanging out with each other that really makes this the fantastic hobby that it is.
Well, I am here today with Frank Costello from Safety Third Racing. Frank, how are you?
I'm doing great. Great to talk to you guys, and I appreciate the time.
Well, thanks so much for taking some time away from your booth here. So tell us just a little bit about Safety Third Racing and what you guys are about.
Well, Safety Third Racing is an FPV racing organization. We're filled with pilots who race FPV in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, New York. We've got just a ton of guys who love the sport. And what's unique about us is we're a fully chartered AMA club, but we're 100% focused on drone racing. So the guys absolutely love it, and I think we're probably the most passionate group. I want to say that, but the guys are software engineers, hardware engineers, kind of like a nerd bent to it, but the iterations that happen in the drone community in terms of the flight controllers, the motors, and all the technology, they iterate very quickly. You can't help but be technical in order to keep up with it. and it's just awesome. It's engaging on so many levels.
Absolutely, and I understand because we were speaking just a few minutes ago, you have a very interesting club model. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so typically historical RC clubs have a field in a town, and that's your identity. We have probably 7 fields registered with AMA from Jersey to Pennsylvania, and we have, like I said, 7, and our club members can fly at any one of those places. So the idea is we could have a race in South Jersey, in Pennsylvania or North Jersey, and wherever the pilots happen to be, they can join that race. So it's kind of like we want to build sort of a network of fields so that we can engage across a huge pilot base, share the experiences, and more importantly, speaking of experience, the pilot experience is important. At our regular races, I'll see a registration list and I'll notice maybe someone who signed up that I'm not familiar with, and I'll discover what their pilot capability is. If they're just starting out, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pair them with one of our senior members, and they're going to be a buddy pilot for the whole day. So they'll share a frequency, which means they can't fly at the same time. So the new pilot will watch what the experienced pilot is doing. Like there's a certain call and response, like if we go out on the field, we say on the field, because the other guys are in goggles, they can't tell, but they'll hear that someone's on the field, they'll behave differently, they'll go up a little bit higher, slow down. It's that kind of thing that unless you are engaged 100% with someone doing that, you're really not going to pick it up. So that's why we need to pair a new guy with a buddy pilot for the whole day. I think it's a great way to give them, I think, an engagement running into guys they don't know at all. You go into a field, there are 20 guys you've never flown before. You're going to feel a little intimidated, especially if you're not as good as these guys, right? So it's a great way to pull someone into the sport who isn't familiar, and they get a pal for the day, and it really has them coming back, just kind of like, I'm never flying with these guys again, they're too good kind of thing. Not that we're great, no, we are great.
Well, and maybe even a pal for life. We hear that story so much of people that have met within the hobby community and become friends for life. So it's great that you're facilitating that.
Yeah, definitely.
I thank you so much for taking some time with us today. Really enjoyed speaking with you, and I hope you enjoy the show.
We loved it. This is our second year here, and we're just thrilled, and thank AMA for inviting us back. We have a wonderful time.
Absolutely.
Right,
We'll see you later.
Thanks again. Okay.